esteemed partners who have worked tirelessly hard alongside us to bring us to this crucial juncture in the journey towards improving foundational literacy and numeracy skills for primary school learners across Uganda. As you've already heard, I'm indeed very happy to put on the oversized shoes of the PS. Our PS is Dr. Pedres, Eyongedde, and I'm Batude Elizabeth, the Assistant Commissioner in charge of pre-primary education. This has reminded me when I was still young, I loved to put on my mother's shoes. And I loved to walk the way she walks. But guess what? For many times, I would fall because the shoes were really oversized. But this time around, don't expect me to fall. I'm going to deliver a verbatim message from Dr. Pedres, our PS, to you today.
UKACHA program has been very successful and very instrumental in the learning, the education system of Kasese district government and entire Uganda. The fact that this program had a lot of approaches, it's a very good methodology, participatory, learner-centered, and indeed it really encourages everyone to learn at ease and at will. First of all, there was an issue of COVID-19 2022, you recall, and this was a way of catching up the lost content, and also those learners who had dropped out of school due to certain things, and when the UKACHA program came in place, it was able to emphasize that, and the children were able to actually recover the content that they had missed and lost. Besides that, the methodology being participatory encourages all learners to love school in the first instance. They enjoy the learning, they participate, they play with the local materials, and they have been able to really discover all their skills and talents here and there. More so, the teachers themselves have been motivated to participate in this activity, this methodology, especially when it involves a lot of trainings for the teachers. The teachers are trained CPDs, continuous professional development courses, which are provided to the teachers every time, and they also taught how to make local materials. The teachers have been actually refreshed regularly. More still, you will find that the parents themselves have picked courage. See, performance has been so low in Kasese, especially in institutions where children were not able to read and write at the right time, at the right age. And for this, UKACHA program has initiated all these approaches that have enabled the children to read and write, to learn how to read and write, and even count. Besides that, the literacy levels obviously have improved, and therefore the performance at PLE presumably is going to improve with time. And also, one other important thing is that this approach has provided some strategy of overcoming dropout rate from schools. Children were dropped out of school because they could not be able to read, and they didn't attach any value of going to school as long as they could not read and write. But this time around that they are able now to read and write, children have kept in school, they no longer drop out as compared to the previous times, or even the completion rate is going to improve from the other as compared to other years. Besides that, and one other good thing is that the environment, the local materials children use have enabled them to protect their own environment because they attach value to these materials. Even a recycling of some of the materials that were being used. For example, the bottle tops, empty bottles.
CHAP started all the way 2022 in March as classroom implementation. As we are coming to implement UKACHA, two things were in our attention. One, the learning level of the learners were really indicating that the learners are going to school, but they are not learning. So a question of a child that is in P6 not able to read a sentence that is supposed to be read by a P2 or a grade 2 learner was really inspiring. Two, the other thing in terms of coordinating the project was also of our attention, looking into the future as it's supposed to be a sustainable project, supposed to be on. Our question was, how could the district take up this project? How could the ministry take up this project? How could the community and the schools take up this project? That is what was tailoring the question behind scaling this project. Today, as we celebrate our journey since 2022, we have recognized that we have done a very good stride to make sure that all the bodies that are responsible for sustaining and also owning this project have actually come to understand that the learners will learn given the aspect of teaching at the right level, or you catch up, that we are implementing within a period of 1 to 2 years. That means that a learner would attain teaching at the right level, or you catch up, for 2 years, and then they will be proficient enough to be taken to the next level.